Hey, what's going on? My name's Coach Lee Hopkins. My pronouns are he, him, his, and you're listening to the Patterns of Possibility podcast. This is a podcast dedicated to helping you replace harmful patterns with new possibilities. In each episode, we'll explore topics that inspire you to be yourself, live your truth, and make lasting friendships. In this episode, we're going to explore what it means to change the friendship game with this nifty little tool that I have for you. Are you ready? Let's go. How often do you get advice that actually works for you? Well, this time I think I really got something for you. Now, if you practice meditation, you'll know that meditation is a great way to regulate ourselves emotionally. It's really helpful in friendships because we need to regulate our feelings when dealing with anxiety or being rejected. We need it when ridding ourselves of resentment or any other interpersonal conflict. However, meditation is a pre-game or a post-game exercise for either before we deal with or after we have dealt with the actual event. So what happens at game time? What about game time when you're actually in the conflict or feeling low? What do you do when you're having a low emotional moment while you're interacting with another person? Well, this is the tool that I have for you. This is a tool to use in the moment so that you can maintain your self-esteem in the face of your fears. It's curiosity. Now, how is curiosity beneficial? Well, when you're angry and you're in an argument, you're having a low emotional moment. In that moment, it's likely that conversation will escalate because both people want to be heard. You might raise your voice. You might say hurtful things. You might become disconnected because no one is listening to connect. You're only listening to respond. The way to come back together is to use curiosity to reconnect. Becoming curious in that moment grants the other speaker the space to be heard and understood while you are fulfilled in your desire to learn. You will naturally refocus and learn. One person will be heard and the other person will strive to understand. This is why it works. Curiosity removes your ego and judgment and makes room for the other person to be heard. And as an added bonus, when you demonstrate your genuine curiosity about others' thoughts and questions, they are made to feel special and important. They are likely to open up to you even more, which builds that trust you need in any relationship. If you are afraid of rejection or need to work through resentment, practice being curious in low emotional moments. You got this. I'll be right back with the Answer Reddit friendship advice question. Here's the friendship advice question that I got from Reddit. My friend decided to block me and unfriend me on every platform I could think of. They go on to say, my friend and me probably got into a fight via text message, but I don't understand what it was because I forgot all about it. I also started a new conversation with him and it deleted past texts. He blocked me on Roblox, Oculus, and even Fortnite, which I don't even use anymore. Can someone explain to me why he did this? Also, I have no idea what community I chose. I was never in it and I just wanted to post a question. Well, I'm not quite sure what he means by community and so forth. It's probably a Reddit community and stuff, but I picked this question for this episode because they seem to be a bit curious about what's going on and they just can't quite wrap their head around why their friend would stop talking to them when on their end, there is no problem. There's no issue. They mentioned that they had a fight. They had some kind of argument. It may have been really intense. It may have been just the last straw after a series of fights. I don't quite know from the information that they shared here like I said, I do appreciate that they want to understand what's going on with the situation. I wonder, though, I probably would share, my advice would be to kind of think about their past behaviors, really reflect on what happened, what is going on, what has their friendship been like, how have they been feeling with their friend? Have they just been feeling happy-go-lucky? What kind of conversations or things that you've done with your friend? Like, are you always disagreeing? Maybe it doesn't feel like a fight or a big deal to you, but constant disagreement is a sign of no harmony. It is a sign that there's not harmony there. And in friendships, we ultimately want to pay attention to how we feel. Well, when you connect with people, you want to pay attention to how you feel, because friendships should inspire joy. They should inspire joy. And I'm not saying that you always have to laugh and be happy all the time. Joy comes from understanding each other. Joy comes from feeling the same way about a shared experience that you have. So if you're playing Oculus or Roblox or Fortnite together, and one of you is constantly miserable, but you're sharing the same experience, but one of you is not happy, then that's a problem. The other one's constantly angry or something. But if you're both, let's get this real. If you're both angry together, you are going to connect over that anger. You're going to be like, I can't believe that guy killed me. I can't believe he killed me so much. Or I can't believe I died again, and frustrated. And the other person, your friend, is like, yeah, I know, man, that's so frustrating. Blah, blah, blah. I can't believe it happens. You feel connected. You feel like you understand each other in that moment. And what's happening here seems to be a huge disconnect where this friend, the poster, does not understand why, no rhyme or reason. And they're pretty, it seems like they're reaching out anywhere to find an answer. Like, I believe that this post gives off this sentiment that I'm just being my normal self. And we were friends for so long, and I don't understand what happened. We usually fight, or we may not get along all the time. But what's different about this event that's causing my friend to just completely block me? And that's completely valid. So what I want to ask you to do, Redditor, is to be curious. Of course, be more curious about your behavior. I want you to reflect on your experiences with them and think about the times that you play games together. Think about the times that whatever you're doing together and how you may have felt in that experience. And if you can figure out how you may have felt, try giving a shot at figuring out how your friend might have felt or what they have said. That'll give you a better idea of what might have happened in your relationship. Is it constant? Is it continuous? It's something always occurring. It's always a fight. There's always a disagreement. There's always disharmony. I don't know if that's a word, but it is now today. If disharmony with you two, and then you can figure out what was the cause. And if you are able to reach your friend, ask them. Be curious about what happened, and be willing to listen to them without being defensive, without getting angry. Be willing to. All right? I know that you didn't ask me to answer this question, but I did. Thank you so much for posting. I really hope this helps. Take care. My name is Coach Lee Hopkins, and you have been listening to the Patterns of Possibility podcast. You can find me at patternsofpossibility.com and on all social media at Patterns of Possibility. And as always, I want to encourage you to be yourself, live your truth, and there you'll make lasting friendships.